When do you think it started, Fez?
Washington's 106.7 WJFK. Here starts Ron and Fez.
Okay, good. You're in for that, right?
Ron and Fez.
Broadcasting live. It's the Ron and Fez Show. And I'm your announcer, Mikey D. And now, let's introduce your hosts. The guys that think when Illinois Congressman honors Sammy Sosa today, they better make sure they're not near his bats when popping the champagne. Here they are, Ron Bennington, Fez Whatley, radio's home run hitters. Ron! Fez!
Ron and Fez?
Hey.
I got a fever, and the only prescription is more cowbell. I got a fever, and the only prescription... I gotta have more cowbell. I could have used a little more cowbell. I gotta have more cowbell. I could have used a little more cowbell.
Stop it, Hawk. Just stop it.
What the F?
Hawk, you are so out of practice.
All right, there's water all over me because I just spit it all over myself. Hawk, what the F?
I hate the studio.
Oh, it's the studio.
Oh, of course. It's always the studio.
Right. You lucky bastard. Rory's not here. He'd be punching you in the neck right now.
When's Rory coming back? Does anyone know? He's late again tonight.
Actually, I'm going to, I have somebody checking on Rory right now.
Oh, good.
So we'll see how quickly we can get him back here.
All right, excellent. Good, we need an update on that.
Harry Elvis, I think, is going there to check on it.
He can run around and check. He's fine.
It is the Ron and Fez Show, and we are live. Going to give out some prizes tonight, 866-277-4969. 866-277-4969. Got a lot of tickets to blow out of here.
Tonight we'll have tickets for Wolf Trap. See Willie Nelson there live June 18th at 8 p.m. Also, Wolf Trap's 2003 Jazz and Blues Festival. That's going to be Sunday, June 22nd, starting at 1 p.m. in the afternoon. Big Bad Voodoo Daddy's on the bill. Roy Hargrove, RH Factor, other great artists. Live and on two stages, Ronnie. That's the 2003 Jazz and Blues Festival at Wolf Trap. Now for tickets, call tickets.com at 703-218-6500 or order online at wolftrap.org.
I don't know how they actually even do the two-stage thing. Is it like a jazz stage on one side, blues stage on the other?
Yeah, that would probably work. And then let everyone fight in the middle.
We're going to give out a lot of those tickets tonight. Give us a call, 866-277-4969. So we did not get the normal opening.
No, it's just all wet in the crapper. Why not just have a toilet flush over there?
Maybe, perhaps that's what we do need. Just a toilet flush, and this is it.
And no plunger to save anyone. Now, Ronnie, I'm very excited because when I got home last night, there was a message on my answering machine. I'm declaring a victory here. You know the doctor I've been going to?
Dr. Vinny Boombots? Sure.
Yes, exactly. I go to the doctor quite often because I always want to make sure I'm getting checked out and everything's good. And I'm on cholesterol medicine and all that has to be checked and everything. Well, my doctor has the rudest staff of all time. Just absolutely rude. Anytime I call up there and ask for an appointment, I get the rude secretary, who's very nasty on the phone, basically a what do you want thing. Well, now the last straw was I get a statement from the doctor saying that they haven't been paid for 2 appointments, and there's a little handwritten note from the doctor's accounting department, his secretary, basically accusing me of stealing the insurance money. Now, the bill is like $90. So, Ronnie, I'll tell you what I do. I write out the check for the full amount.
Right.
I type up a letter to my doctor, dear doctor, and I inform him that I am now looking for another doctor because I'm not going to deal with this rude staff anymore, accusing me of stealing. They're nasty anytime I try to get an appointment. I put in a letter that even when I'm sick, I dread calling because I know it's just going to be that nasty Spanish girl on the phone.
Why bring up her nationality?
So he knows which one it is.
Oh, okay.
And I said, and I closed it, and I said, in short, your staff has cost you a patient. And I sent it off to him with the bill, with the check for the bill. So I get a nice, big, long, apologetic message on the answering machine.
But, Fezzi, I never have these problems. Why are you... What always happens in your life that you have disconnection?
I have no idea why people are rude to me on the phone.
Well, I barely even know my doctor. I barely know my mailman. It seems like you're looking for friendship instead of service.
Now, the doctor I loved, and I made sure I put that in the letter. I said, I love you, doctor. And and it's hard to find a doctor that you're comfortable with, and and I even used the word gentle.
What? Who's ever heard of a rough doctor?
That could be a rough doctor.
Really? What do you do? Hit you with stuff?
Not punch you.
But do you know that you always have this reoccurring problem? Oh, I'm not getting along with Chuck, my Federal Express man.
Right, so I write a letter.
I don't understand the letter writing. I've never written a letter to anybody in my life.
That's all I do is write letters. If I get a bad food product, I will type up a letter and send it off to the food company. And then you get free samples that way. They'll send you coupons for free vegetables or whatever.
If you don't like the food, why would you want more of it? I never understand that.
With me, it's not that I don't like it. It's like if it comes defective or something. Like one time I bought a box of popsicles and I opened it up and they were all melted inside.
And so you wrote them a letter?
I wrote them a letter and I get free popsicles.
Now, how would that
to replace it?
It seems like that would be the supermarket's problem. Not the popsicle people can't keep them frozen at all times.
The supermarket doesn't care. It's you go above their heads. You go to the food company. You go to the distributor.
All right, but if I'm selling popsicles,
yes,
I can't just leave my truck and stay frozen forever. I wouldn't send down any free popsicles if I was them. I would yell, freeze them.
Well, now
I wouldn't yell it, but I would send back a letter. Just freeze them.
You can't let them melt and refreeze. They're a mess.
They're not my fault. I shipped them frozen to the supermarket.
It says on the box, guarantees freshness and quality control. They guarantee quality.
You read boxes as well.
I always read the box before I either dial the 1-800 number between the hours of 8 and 5 in California or before I write off the letter.
Everything's always in California?
Usually with the food stuff, there's a lot of stuff based in California.
I'm trying to think of this. I don't think I've ever written anybody a letter for anything.
I write letters all the time, and this doctor letter was absolutely perfect. He felt so bad, there was probably a minute-long apology on my answering machine. And how he talked to his staff, and he said he showed the staff the letter, and he told them all, and they need to be told off because they're costing them customers.
One guy got mad.
I'm sure I'm not the only one.
But I don't know why you would feel proud that a bunch of people that make $220 a week got screamed at by a very rich doctor.
They need to be screamed at. He's not going to be a very rich doctor. They keep up that act.
Oh, my God.
So now...
You would have been perfect in the times of kings and queens. You're the type that would have taken a whip to a slaved person.
Oh, I would not have whipped an enslaved person.
You would have horse-whipped them.
I would have written a letter to probably the slave owner or the guy who was in charge of slaves, like the slave foreman.
No, I've never written a letter in my life. I wouldn't even know who to...
I write them all the time.
Let me know the next time you're writing a letter. And here's another thing I wouldn't have done if I was your doctor.
I should have brought you a copy of it.
I would not have apologized on an answer machine so that guy could play it forever. Matter of fact, I rarely use answer machines. Even my friends. Yeah,
I don't leave a lot of messages just to say that I call. The only time I'll leave a message is if it's like I didn't really want to talk to that person anyway, but now I've played the phone tag game and I've left a message that, falls in your court. Hey, I tried calling you. Now it's out of my hands. That's about the only time I'll use an answer machine.
It's over, my friend. Check and mate. It is over.
So this doctor's begging me to come back, and I don't know if I will.
Don't go back now. It's too embarrassing. You got to go walking past those people.
Yeah, now I'm going to be treated with a little bit of respect, like he told. That was in the answer machine, that all the patients They were told all the patients had to be treated with respect.
If I was them, I'd spit in your urine cup.
How is that going to get me back?
Well, when you're having the test done, there's some saliva in there. I would literally take some cancerous blood or something and mix it in with yours.
That is horrible. That is the worst thing ever.
I'd put a milk dud in your blood when they went to be tested. The fat looked like it was through the roof.
You wouldn't have to do a milk dud to do that.
Yeah, just leave your normal blood. No, I would never, and I especially don't like it taking the stuff out on people who are the ham and eggs.
That's why, I could have yelled at the receptionist. I could have yelled at the accounting department. No, I went to the doctor.
See, this is why people hate to work in the service industry or take care of people, because you are making their life a living hell.
They make my life a hell. I'm a sickly person. I go to the doctor a lot.
I know that you go a lot, but I've never even seen you ill. And I'm not kidding.
You know my gout?
That was 2 years ago. You had a puffy ankle.
It reoccurs.
What else do you have?
And I'm on my cholesterol medicine, and they have to check my liver regularly to make sure it's not exploding from the pills.
Yes, from the pills that you're taking.
My blood pressure.
Nothing ever happens to you. You just are afraid that it will.
Which, by the way, I should have put that in a letter. You're treating me for blood pressure, and now that it's through the roof that I have to write this letter.
I guarantee
you're killing me.
That he's just sending you sugar pills.
You're a man of medicine, and you're killing me. The irony of this, doctor. So I feel good about it.
Well, I guess you should. It's another victory.
Yes, it is. Yeah, because he could have, here's the thing, he could have stuck up for his staff and said, you know what, and just blown me off and not given me an apology, not tried to get me back as a client, a customer.
If I was him, I'd get even with you. That would be my point from this point on.
I made sure that I said his medical staff, like the nurses that take my blood and stuff and give me shots, I made sure to say that they were really nice. And then it's the administrative staff that I have the problem with.
Why don't you just pay your bills? I mean the after as well. Don't think I don't know about that.
If somebody sends me a bill, I pay it. If nobody sends me anything, like the doctor's office,
I don't know.
How am I supposed to know?
Between you and Billy Staples, you work more angles. It's a scam around here.
I would gladly pay a bill if it came to me.
Why don't you and Billy get a sting operation going? You set up some kind of a fake horse track and get me in there.
I'm not working in cahoots with Billy Staples.
You betting on Belmont this weekend, Fez?
Yeah, I'm going to bet on Funny Side. I think he's going to do it. Or she. I don't, what do you call it, gelding?
It's an it. It starts as a he, right? I don't take its manhood away just because they took the bulls.
Yeah. So, yeah,
you can't geld a woman, right? What are you going to do, take her ovaries? How would that help?
That's not going to help anything in the long run. It's not going to make you run faster.
Is Belmont a long run? I never know. I thought the Preakness was the longest.
I thought Belmont was long. I think Belmont is longer.
All right, Belmont's tomorrow?
Yeah.
And it's supposed to rain. Is he a mutter?
His mother was a mutter.
What about his father?
I think his father was a mutter. Yeah, I bet on Funny Side, only because it's the only horse I know in the race. And I think we're due. 25 years?
Yeah, I know.
If Preakness had been a little closer, if Funny Side hadn't just completely run away with the Preakness, literally.
All right, what time is this? Because I will watch this one.
It's 5:30. Coverage starts at 5:30 tomorrow.
What time is the race? Don't make me sit around.
The race will be, what, close to 7, probably?
Watch Dan Fogelberg sing Run for the Roses. You know what?
They've got one lousy horse song.
I'm waiting for Sports Center. I'll watch Sports Center and it'll happen that way for me. Because I cannot stand that.
I'll just sit around and wear a big hat like it's Derby Day.
Harry, what are you doing? Put a mask on if you're going to come in here.
I have a message. Roy Hampton's plane was shot down over the Sea of Japan. It spun in. There were no survivors.
Didn't you try this bit yesterday and it didn't work? Yeah, we can't do it every day. Sorry. Just get him to come back.
Do something.
Maybe
swim to Rhode Island.
Fezzy, maybe if you would have treated him a little better, we'd still have a producer.
I treated him great. I may write a letter to Time Warner, his new boss.
That's all you really got to do is get him fired from his new gig.
Dear sirs, your assistant producer is a fool.
Would you go over and tell Billy stop sending me stuff? I'm not reading anything from him tonight.
All right.
No, stop looking for mic time, all right? And he gives me, come back here, Harry. He gives me this thing that goes, my dad is just like Fez. So I give him the so effing what back at him. That's the kind of mood I'm in tonight, buddy. Why, what does your dad do, Harry?
Just keep some so effing what cards ready.
My dad gets frustrated, but he expects me to write the letters for him.
Why, because he doesn't write English?
No, he just doesn't want to write them. He's too lazy to...
And do you have to use your name?
I don't have. I just write it like in his name, like. But I have to sit there.
Who do you write letters to?
There was he had developed this little shower steam thing, and it didn't work out right. I mean,
he developed it.
He's an inventor.
No, he built a sauna thing, and the.
You said he developed. You're actually acting like your dad.
But I meant he had built like a whole sauna. He tore down the bathroom and built the sauna. And the steam unit didn't work. And
where's the shower then?
It's like a...
They don't bother.
They'd rather sweat than take a shower. He goes in and sweats more at the end of the day.
You're sweating the dirt off of you, Ronnie. There's no shower involved there. Trust me.
Filthy, filthy Armenians.
It's like half the shower, half sauna thing, and the unit didn't work. So he made me write it 4 times.
He made you write a letter because his unit didn't work? Who was it to? Your mom?
His unit wasn't sweating enough.
That, like, if we'll go to a restaurant, if it doesn't come out right, he'll start yelling at people, and it's just like...
If what doesn't come out
like,
right?
if someone messed up his order, or...
What, them bring fries with it?
Yeah, things like that. Or, like, there's, like, if we go to
Does
Wendy's...
he scream at you when you bring home the wrong food that we haven't half eaten yet?
I know. That filthy man's sitting there sweating and eating our food.
I know, he's taking our leftovers. How picky could it be in a restaurant? Where's he go? El Dumpstero?
And he actually ate a taco that I bit out of. From a man that he doesn't know.
Oh, God.
He'll shout out like teenagers. I'm like, these guys are working at Wendy's. Just leave them alone. They don't know anything.
Now, see, I'll never complain in a restaurant. As much as I complain in as many letters as I write, I will not complain in a restaurant because they will do your food in.
I think all these places are going to get even with you sooner or later.
Oh, they will not.
And I also think you're going to go to hell for it.
Why would I go to hell for asking for politeness from a receptionist?
Not only go to hell, but go there in a handcart.
I am not getting in a handcart. It's not going to happen.
I don't think you have the choice.
Now, my dad used to write letters, too. I remember one time when I was a kid, my dad wrote CBS because he was upset that Rhoda got divorced.
Did you tell him it's not real? It's just a show.
I was a child.
You know what I'd write? Dear Mr. Watley, Rhoda got divorced, so did your daughter.
It hadn't happened yet at that time. That was still a few years down the road.
Why doesn't CBS write him now? Now what?
It would be fair.
Plus, she met her new husband at church.
Yeah.
Why she was married?
Yeah.
Why he was married?
Yes.
So they got horny in church.
Yeah.
That's...
5 kids between them.
Recently?
No.
Oh, I thought you meant since they met each other.
Not new kids.
They're going to have any more?
His, theirs, and ours, or whatever they're called. I don't know. My sister's a little long in the tooth to start having some kids.
Oh, sure she has buck teeth, but most of your family does.
I'm not referring to her teeth. I'm referring to her age.
Your family is long in the tooth and short in the neck. I've noticed that about the Watleys.
We're squatty people. It just means we're a hardy folk.
Yeah, you are a hardy folk.
We're a beefy folk.
But see, I think that was like karma coming back to him. He complains to CBS, so his daughter gets divorced after a scandalous church affair.
Well, I'm sure he didn't include that in the letter.
You know, when your family says, I have a church affair, they actually mean they have an affair in the church. You think they ever did it on the pew?
No, I'm sure they never did it in the church.
Not on the altar.
Never. Never, ever. There was no sacrifice.
How do you know? You don't know any of this.
I am positive of it.
Where else would they have met? Scandalous. Small town scandal.
It really, really is. And my mother's humiliated. Just upset. 866-277-4969 is the toll-free phone number.
We have to take a break. Says he. We'll be back. Ron and Fez.